your open source project might be like. This is the meme, Jim. So it looks like 1011 added an Uncle Sam meme. He wants you to merge this. And then add some stuff, so while you know, on the default I want you. And then, oh, we updated it. This pull request is updated. And then, merge this or else. And then he applied it. And then sees the pull request and he drops a comment. So, anyway, open source can be fun too and not really boring. I'm not talking about open source. I'm going to use this instead. Today I'm talking about Redis. Going behind the keys. I don't know what that means. I was trying to make a lame joke. If you want to get a hold of me, I am QRush on Twitter, or just come up and bug me afterwards or at the Hackfest. So I work at ThoughtBot, where we make web apps for everything from big companies to startups getting off the ground in Boston, Massachusetts. Yes, I know I came to the wrong city for St. Patrick's Day. And we use Redis a lot for stuff like we use Rescue a ton. We use it in a lot of our client apps and a lot of our internal products, which you may have heard of. Hoptoad, which is our error app, it collects errors, and you may have heard of this thing called RubyGems.org. I'm not sure if you have, but that uses Redis a ton. So Redis can be used to make your site faster, but we're going to go a little bit off on a tangent there. So what is Redis? If you haven't heard of it, it's one of those NoSQL data stores. It's actually termed as an advanced key value store. So other key value stores are Memcache, Cabinet, there's plenty that I'm missing. Well, the keys are basically strings, the values are strings, usually. So there's no tables, there's no relations, there's no graphs, there's no documents. All you have is a string that maps to another string, and your database figures it out. Except with Redis, there's more than just strings at the value portion. There's many data structures. So there's actually 6. Technically there's 5. I really think there's 6. There's actually strings, counters, lists, they're kind of like arrays, sets, which are like our Ruby sets, sorted sets, which are named terribly, and hashes, just like our Ruby hashes. So Redis knows about all of those and can speak about those at the database level. So you don't have to bang your data into a table, you just store it in that same data structure that we're all used to messing around with. Right now, Redis stores everything in memory, so it's seen as, it's used very much like a cache, like Memcache. So if it goes down, well, you're mostly screwed. But you can kind of get more or less paranoid with Redis, depending on how dependent your app is on it. So you can basically save the disk every so often. It's not full asset compliancy, but you know that's how it goes. By everything in memory for now, that means there's a branch being worked on by the Redis guys that will allow Redis to write the disk by default instead of to memory all the time, which has a serious performance loss, but also makes Redis a lot more useful in other cases. So what is Redis used for? There's a whole huge array of what Redis is used for out there in the wild. I think the 3 big ones are smart caching. So for example, instead of just storing stuff as strings, let's say you've got a user's timeline on the site, that's a list. You model it as a list inside of Redis, and it's a heck of a lot faster. So we use that for a ton on both Hoptoad and RubyGems.org. It's also used a lot for job queues, so that same list data type can also be used to basically push and pop jobs onto a queue, and then you can have tons of workers, hundreds of them, and they won't all contend over the same resources. Redis is inherently single-threaded, so each command is going to be executed one after another. So that kind of atomic action is really necessary for a job queue. If you've ever looked at the internals of a delayed job, you'll see half of it is like just trying to make sure that workers aren't fighting over the same job. So Redis kind of just blows that all away at the protocol level. You don't have to worry about it. It's also used for a lot of high-speed analytics. So if you need to count a lot of things really, really fast, Redis can do that. A good example of this is on RubyGems.org. Every time